Hello everyone and welcome back to Boomtown Speedway, home of the Street Stock Series.
He used to be a NASCAR fan too.
As always, I am Mike Phillips and I will be calling all of today's racing action.
With all his redneck friends as far as you could see.
As many of you know, we have just completed qualifying and the top 28 times have made the field of 32 for race number 5. Two provisionals, J-Bo and Ragin' Ricky are also in, taking spot 29 and 30. The six slowest time will now have to race their way in. The top two finishers of these six will make the 32-car field. So that brings us to here, the race-in race for race number 5. All of the drivers are already lined up and staged on pit road, making last-second preps, hoping that whatever they do improves their chances of being a top 2 finisher and advance to the 32-car field. So let's go ahead and get these guys out onto the track for drivers' introduction. Here is your official starting order for the race number 5 race-in event. Starting on the pole in the number 0 Pontiac GTO is Cash Money himself. Outside row number 1 in the number 86 Plymouth Roadrunner, it's Cletus Petty. Inside row number 2 in the number 89 AMC Rebel, it's Flying McBrien. Outside row number 2 in the 49X AMC Rebel, it's Cupcake. Inside row number 3 in the 9R, the Plymouth Superbird, it's Astro 9R. Outside in your final starting position, row number 4 in the number 17 Ford Mustang, it's Puff. So they are underway, getting warmed up, and it looks like they are lined up well on the backstretch, 2x2, looking good, ready to take the green. The green flag is out. The race-in race is underway. It's lap number 1. Cash Money leads him out of the turn. Cletus Petty makes contact, and here comes Cupcake to take the lead. Couldn't wait to see the replay on this one. Cash Money himself looked like he was doing pretty good. Got a good push from Flying McBrien, but ended up spinning himself out coming up turn. And there was Cletus Petty getting into Flying McBrien, dropping him to the back. And look at there, Cupcake takes advantage and takes the lead. That was some pretty good driving through the short chute, but when they dump out onto the front stretch, a couple drivers decide to go to the inside, which clears the way for Cupcake to take the lead. Riding the rail, there he goes. Cupcake takes the lead real tight for second at the line. Cash Money himself still has it, and Cletus Petty's in third. And on lap number 1, you have yourself a new leader. Cupcake in the 49X navigates the trouble and gets to the front. Cash Money himself wrecks himself, gets into the wall, but is able to recover and take second. Cletus Petty pings it off a couple walls and a couple cars, but still manages to take third. Flying McBrien sits in 4th. Puff is up to 5th, and Astro 9R slips back to 6th. Here we go, lap number 2. Cupcake's in the lead. He's getting challenged by Cash Money on the outside. There's contact with Cletus Petty. Cupcake gets spun, and it looks like Cash Money took the lead. I'm not trying to start any trouble, but if you look on the replay here, Cletus Petty all on the back bumper of Cupcake. There's some room, and he decides to pitch maneuver him, which is to his own detriment, but I believe that looked intentional. I hate to say it right here, looked like good, clean racing down the short chute, and when they dump onto the front stretch, Cletus Petty has had enough right into the left rear of Cupcake, spinning them both, and Flying McBrien's able to take advantage. Tight battle at the line. Cash Money himself takes it, followed by Flying McBrien, and Cupcake is able to hold on to third. And on lap number 2, you have a new leader. Cash Money himself has raced his way back into the lead. Flying McBrien takes advantage of others' misfortune and is all the way up into second. Cupcake gets left reared by Cletus Petty, but he's able to hold on to third. Cletus Petty's in fourth, Astro 9R in fifth, and Puff is in sixth. Here we are, lap number 3. Cash Money out to a lead. Cash Money out to a big lead. Flying McBrien, then Cupcake. Cash Money himself was looking good. He was looking real good. Get out to a huge lead. Choose the outside. Flying McBrien choosing the inside. Cupcake the outside. After contact with the wall, Cletus Petty drives to the inside. The side draft off the Astro 9R. Some more hardcore racing through the short chute, and when they dump out onto the front stretch, Cash Money himself is off to the races. Great racing up and down the field. And here they come to the line. Cash Money himself maintains the lead, looking good over second, third. Tight battle for fourth between Cletus Petty and Astro 9R. Cletus Petty does not want to give up that spot, but that's not the spot you want because only the top 2 finishers will advance to the race. And on lap number 3, the leaderboard has not changed, but there were position battles throughout the field. Cash Money still leads. Flying McBrien in second. Cupcake sits third. Cletus Petty fighting tooth and nail for that 4th place position with Astro 9R in 5th and Puff is in 6th. It's lap number 4. There's not much time left. Who's going to position himself? Oh, Cash Money himself gets spun. I don't know who did it. Tight battle at the lead. Astro 9R takes it with Puff up to second. Take a look at the replay here. Flying McBrien has a slight lead going into the turn. Cash Money sees it, tries to make a block, gets spun, clogs up the whole field. Here comes everybody, includes Cletus Petty, who ends up getting into Cash Money and into the wall, putting them to the rear. You see it right there. That was a big mistake. Everybody was charging hard. You can't make a block in a short shoot, but everybody was able to straighten it out. Look at Astro 9R right there, and Cletus Petty almost takes out half the field again. Coming to the stripe, Astro 9R, Puff in a tight battle for third, but Flying McBrien still sitting there, poised to make a move for the final transfer spot. And on lap number 4, you have a new leader. Astro 9R runs the inside, avoids calamity, and takes the lead. Puff does the exact opposite. He takes the outside, he's up in the second. Flying McBrien still sitting in third, Cupcake in fourth. And the big loser on that lap is the number 0 of Cash Money himself. Goes to make a block, gets spun, gets collected with Cletus Petty. They both head to the inside and they fall to the rear. The white flag is out. This is it, the 5th and final lap. Who's going to transfer into the 32-car field? Coming at a turn, it's Astro 9R. Here comes Cupcake. Oh, what a tight battle at the line. 3 wide. Not quite sure who took it. Too much action to talk about, but Astro 9R had to have the run of his life on his last lap to make the win, and it looks like he got it. There he goes. He goes to the outside, followed by Cupcake, who pushes Puff to the rear. Tight battle for third, but it doesn't matter because only the top 2 move on. Furious racing in the short shoot. Nobody wants to be left out of this final race of the season. Here they come, dumping onto the front stretch. Astro 9R off to the race. Here comes Cupcake. Look at that battle on the inside. Oh my God, Cletus Petty slammed Flying McBrien at least 3 times. Coming to the line, Astro 9R wins pretty much uncontested, but the battle for second is fierce. Cupcake takes it, but Flying McBrien and Cletus Petty put on a big battle for third. And it looks like we have a commotion in the pits. A couple crew members and drivers did not like the way Cletus Petty was driving them on the track. Let's hope the cops get over there and able to sort things out. So here's your official finishing order for the race-in race for race number 5. Astro 9R does the improbable, comes from the back row on the 4th lap and is able to hold off everyone to take the win. Also transferring, Cupcake in the 49X, he takes second. He was battling there all day, but got knocked back a little bit due to contact with some other drivers, but he's able to get the job done. And just missing the final transfer spot, Flying McBrien in the 89 was battling all day in that 3rd spot, just couldn't make it. And after contact with every car on the track at least twice, Cletus Petty is able to bring it home 4th. Cash Money himself was in the lead or in contention for the majority of the race, but an ill-advised move on lap number 4 put an end to any transfer aspirations he may have had. And taking 6th ends up being Puff. He made it up to 2nd, but contact with Cupcake on the final lap dropped him to the back. And once again, congratulations goes out to Astro9R and Cupcake for making it into the field of 32. Quite the exciting race it was. So now that the field is officially set, there's nothing else left to do but come back live on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll draw live for the 4 heat races. You're not going to want to miss it. This has been a presentation of the Boomtown Speedway Street Stock Series, presented by the Low Country Diecast Racing League. Make sure you hit the bell, because coming up next, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be drawing live for the 4 heat races. You're not going to want to miss it. Until then, we'll see you at the races.